Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, She Sews Happiness. I'm Mary Ellen, and in my video today I'm kind of just going to discuss a blog post that I have recently worked on with the Craft Cotton Company, and that was a blog post about dressmaking with quilting cottons. Now, the dress that I'm wearing is the one that features on the blog, so if you want to read more about it and my tips and techniques for sewing with quilting cottons, when it comes to dressmaking, head over to the Craft Cotton Co. and to their blog, and you'll be able to see this project in full detail. But I thought I would actually make a quick video today just to chat about dressmaking with quilting cottons. There is a huge snobbery I have discovered in the sewing world when it comes to dressmakers. They don't really seem to value quilting cottons when making garments. And I'm wondering, is that potentially down to the linguistics? We talk about quilting cotton, we give it a purpose. We talk about craft cotton. You don't really think about craft as dressmaking. The two of them kind of sit separate from each other. When we think craft, we think cushions, we think bags, we think pouches, hair accessories. We think little projects that we can make. And we think, of course, of the quilts and things like that. I have seen people just walking straight past the quilting cottons when they are shopping for dressmaking fabrics, but not me. I'm that person who sees the colours, who sees the potential of the patterns, and enjoys going through the variations of colours and prints that are available in the form of craft or quilting cottons. And I think if we just referred to it as 100% cotton, perhaps we would get away from that idea that you cannot use it for dressmaking. Clearly you can. I'm wearing it. So I think you can use a lot of things that people don't generally think of for making dresses. I have made dresses in cotton canvas, which is even more structured and rigid than the quilting and craft cottons. And it does just depend on the pattern that you're using and the look that you're going for. Now, the dress that I made, and I won't talk about it in too much detail because I would prefer you go over and check out the blog on the Craft Cotton Co. This is a pattern by Sew Over It, intended to be made in rayons, tencels, lawns, Swiss dot, batiste, foile, floaty light fabrics. I just decided that I was going to make it one day in a craft cotton, or was it actually it was the canvas cotton, and I realized that actually I really like this dress with structure as well. It's a completely different pattern when you use a completely different fabric. So yeah, when I got this beautiful, beautiful print from the Craft Cotton Co. and I knew I was writing a blog for them, I decided that this was what I was going to make. Now, I am not the only one who loves sewing with quilting cottons. If you know Studio Gypsum, you'll know that Faye is hugely into sewing with quilting cottons. We have that shared love. And when it comes to this range particularly, if you follow Sew number 65, so Sew NO 65, Rebecca has been sewing up Italy in the Buttons Lara dress in this version of the All Dressed Up fabric range, and it is absolutely divine. Again, you get that beautiful structure on the collar, and the dress just has slightly has a slightly more formal look, which of course the ladies in all of these dresses, they all seem to have that look as well. So for me, quilting cottons are absolutely wonderful. I think the thing about quilting cottons is no matter which label you buy, you always get an amazing quality of cotton. There really isn't much inconsistency. It's always going to be pretty much of the same standard. And I mean, just to try and give you an idea, it's lighter than a canvas, obviously, but it is a bit heavier than a poplin. So if you haven't sewn with it before, that's kind of what you're looking at, something that is in between. But for the benefits, it's durable. It washes well, it irons well, it lasts. So if you're trying to be sustainable and pick garments in your wardrobe that will last for a long time, you really can't go wrong. If, like me, you like prints, you like colour, again, quilting, craft cottons are the place to go. And if you just take that quilting and craft out of there and think 100% cotton with that beautiful print, you know, it's going to appeal. And for me, I think what I love about quilting cottons is that you do get designs that you will not get in dressmaking fabrics. So these are made up in this fabric, and you can see the vibrancy, the detail comes out so perfectly on this medium. You really wouldn't get that anywhere else. And I just think as well, for me, when I'm sewing with quilting craft cottons, what I love about it is, given that range of designs that are available, I mean, you can pretty much find anything. There's so many licensed prints and everything too, which makes them amazing for children, by the way. And I know that the kids in my family would absolutely love things with superheroes on it, with Care Bears on it, and all of these licensed products go for the quilting cotton because they sell. And I would never limit it to making small projects or home projects. Always think about it in terms of dressmaking. I have always considered sewing to be an excellent way of self-expression. You know, when you go shopping in the store and you're looking for something to wear, you're always looking, whether consciously or not, for something that expresses who you are and expresses your personality. For me, I'm pretty loud. I like color, I like designs, I like to make a statement, and that's why another one of the Craft Cotton Co. fabrics in this collection, it's this one here, by the way, which says underestimate me, that'll be fun. Again, that's a statement, and I think that's really fun. That's the kind of thing I would actually wear to work, just to get my message across without having to say a thing at all. And I think if you're, especially if you are a beginner sewist, if you're watching this and you only have a couple of projects under your belt, or you're starting out and you're like, I can't work with this fabric because maybe you're using a viscose or a lawn or something that has a lot of drapes, a lot of drape, I think go to your quilting cottons. Firstly, really easy to cut out. So until you get comfortable cutting fabrics and cutting patterns, I think it's a really safe bet. It's also real easy to press. You don't have to worry about giving it too much heat or burning through your fabric, which you can do really easily if you're using more delicate fabrics. This can take a lot of abuse. Also, when you're sewing, it's hard to get wrong because it does feed so effortlessly through the machine. When you're trying to put in darts and things, it's just going to be much easier. And again, if you are a beginner and maybe you haven't inserted a zip, you don't want to be inserting a zip on something that is lightweight and likely to snag and likely not to line up at the top or at the waistband or whatever. This really is your best bet. I used quilting cottons quite a lot when I first started out, which is probably where my fondness from them comes from. They're so easy to control. There's not much manipulation you need to do to make a professionally finished looking garment. It really does a lot of the work for you. And yeah, I think pretty much that's all I have to say. I just wanted to come on and share my love of that type of fabric and to try and encourage more people to use it. And don't think that it's because it's called quilting cotton that that's all it's actually purposed for. Really, the only thing that limits you when it comes to your sewing is you and the way you think about things. So yeah, give it a go. If you have given it a go, and if you do love sewing with quilting cottons, leave me a message down below, because I love to find people who share my love of fabric and print and colour. Yeah, and if you enjoyed this video and you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do. I do try to bring new and exciting content quite often. I don't know, it must only be maybe 2-3 weeks max since I started my channel, but I am thoroughly enjoying it so far, and hopefully you are too. So yeah, I'm going to get back and actually do some sewing. As you can see, I have a project that I have started in the background. There's always something started in the background. Have a fantastic day, night, wherever you are, and thank you for stopping by. Bye bye.